Good morning, all of you. Welcome to ANIMATHS once again. Today, I am not here to discuss any topic with you as I have always been doing, as you always see me explaining topics. Okay, today I have come with a very important topic of how do what are the mistakes we do? What are the mistakes we do for which we don't score well in spite of a lot of hard work? Okay, this has been the complaint of many of my students. This is the complaint of many people. This is what people are writing to me since I have been when they see my videos, they have been complaining this, that the child, in spite of a lot of hard work, is not being able to score well. Okay, so what could be the reason for that? What could be the reason for not scoring well? So today in this video, I shall be talking about some three mistakes. Of course, there are many more, but I shall be taking up three mistakes that generally and unknowingly, unconsciously, many of us do in maths, due to which we do not score well. Okay, the three of the many reasons, I'll take up three. Okay, so I've been teaching maths since about 22 years now, and what I have been observing with my students and my own experiences, what I have learned from my teachers, and what I have learned from my students too, I would like to tell you all today. Okay, so what I would say is, I have always seen parents whom I have met. They keep coming to me, and when they come to me, they tell me that the child is not interested in maths, is having gets panicky about maths, is not interested about the subject. He or she is scoring well in all other subjects. The only problem is maths, it seems. Okay, so what is so bad in maths? Okay, that is what I am here to discuss, that the child gets disinterested only in maths. Now here I want to tell, this is something about, this is a problem which starts more or less from primary, I would say, primary, or even you can say a little before, this is a problem that starts in, I can say maybe starts in about third or fourth standard. Okay, so it starts from third or fourth grade and it continues till maybe eighth grade. This is a very common problem among children. Now, what is it? What is it that I'm going to talk about? I'm not actually talking about the children. I'm not talking about the students. I'm talking about the parents, whom I want to tell one thing today. If any parent is watching my video, or who has kids of this age between third to eighth standard, I want to tell, please do not force your children to learn tables. Okay, please do not force your children every summer vacation, every winter vacation. Parents make it a task for apart from their school homework, and they will always, it is very often seen that they always make it a task for their children to learn tables. Learning tables is okay till 10. Okay, you 10 you hardly have to learn, so till 9 I would say. But when the double digit numbers start, 11 and above, I have seen parents asking children to learn tables till even 25, if possible more. Okay, now that is what I would like to suggest, that please don't force your children to learn tables above 9. It is not required. I might be sounding very weird to y'all, but then it is a fact. It is there that the disinterest starts. Learning tables does not help the children in any way. Okay, it does not help the children in any way. The same thing that the child is learning in tables, supposing 11, and the child doesn't know 11 into 3 is what, or 11 into 7 is what. If the child doesn't know what is 11 into 3 or 11 into 7, then the child can multiply and see it. What is the big deal? Okay, so you can multiply. So instead of table learning tables by rote, you can give few multiplication questions to the child every time. The child learns multiplication, and in the process the child learns tables too. I repeat, the child has to know the tables till 9. Okay, not beyond that. Beyond that, he can work in rough work and get the tables and get the multiplication. So it does not really, affect the speed or anything. And if you are giving enough number of tables, enough number of multiplications, to the child, you will see that the child has automatically learned tables. Okay, so give the child small multiplications. Okay, 2 digit with 1 digit, or 3 with 2 digit, not more than that. That is good enough for the child to learn tables till 20, till 25. Okay, so, and you can also give them divisions. Divisions is an excellent way to learn tables. Okay, so let the child divide and find out. Okay, and in the meantime, by the time the child finishes one division exercise, I can guarantee you that the child has learned quite a lot of tables and has also learned division in the process. Okay, so that is one thing. You can try out this method and see. It works really well. Okay, so I personally remember when I was young, my summer vacations used to be writing every table 5 times. And then, did I ever remember anything the moment school opened? Hardly. Okay, there was hardly anything I remembered. So you can, maybe you can just tell the children to learn the, fives of each, that is 13 into 5, 14 into 5, like that. And the rest the child can subtract, the child can add, the child can do all these kind of calculations using his common sense and get the sums. Okay. Second thing. What is the second thing and the most commonly done mistake? So what is the second mistake that is done by the children? Now, I have seen very often children, they will, because these days they have very little time for studies. These days every child has a lot of activities. Extracurricular activities are many. So the child has to attend all those classes. So I can't even blame the child, because the child has so much to do. So what happens is, after so many subjects, after so many projects, they too have so many submissions. So they have their own, stress. So after so many submissions, they have very little time for maths practice. And now what happens? Now the problem starts. Now the child tries to tick mark questions. The child will be picking up questions from old question papers and marking them in the textbook and doing only few questions. That is, those are supposed to be the difficult questions, or the questions which are supposed to come in the exams, the frequently asked questions. These questions the child tries to do from the text as a preparation for the exams. So this is the kind of practice the child tries to give himself. This is very common. I'm sure you all will be agreeing with me. There's a good number of people who is doing this. And as a result, let me tell you, the child is not scoring well, neither is the child learning maths. Okay, To some extent, the child might get a few sums of these sums, the ones he practiced, he can get them correct in the exam. But then, the moment the next chapter comes, you will see everything of this chapter is forgotten. The reason is the child never learnt the topic. So, what I say is, this is one of the very common mistakes, and it takes me a lot of effort to explain to the children, to explain to the parents to stop this practice. This is not helping. It is as good as not doing maths. It is as good as not doing maths. If the child has to grow in maths, the child has to start from the very, if supposing it is compound interest or it is surface area volume, the child has to start from the first exercise of the chapter and has to start from the first sum of the chapter also. Okay, no picking up from the first exercise also. From the first sum till the last sum, the child has to do all the sums. Only then he or she will be able to understand the topic, only then he or she will be able to score well. Okay, it is a common trend to pick up sums that has been done in tuitions and do only those. Okay, I am very sure no tuition teacher is doing all the sums in the exercise, but the child needs practice of all the sums. So here again the child is wrong. The only way of getting it right is the first to the last sum of every exercise. Some children even do this. They will go to each type of sum and just do two of them or three of them. Yeah, just do two or three of them. So when they do just two or three of them, okay, again they are not learning the topic. So the child picks up only two or three of each type, thinking it has given him enough practice. That is not enough again. Okay, so that was my second mistake that is done by the students. It is done by students of all classes. Okay, and more so it increases with the grades. The higher the grades go up, the more, the lesser the time they have, and so this practice is followed all the more. So the problem only increases. So you have to, so as I said, maths learning is from the first sum to the last sum to get a complete understanding of the chapter. Now what is the third problem in this, why a child doesn't score high? Very often I hear parents telling me, my child does every sum when it is, in regular classes, he is very good at it. When it comes to exams, he gets so little marks because he has done, his paper is full of silly mistakes, and I think he gets nervous in the exam, and he gets very little marks in the exam. This is again another, so in the exam only it is the problem. And truly there are many children with whom this happens. In the exam they don't get marks in spite of all their efforts. Now there can be many reasons. Of course some children might get nervous, because maths is the most talked about subject. So if you see in the parents teacher meeting also, the maths teachers will be having the longest queue in front of them. Okay, so that is very common. So that all this adds up to the nervousness. Now, in spite of all this, there is something I want to remind everybody, all students here, that the night before the exam, please have a good night's sleep. That will reduce your silly mistakes. Okay, you cannot have and you cannot afford to have a tired brain in your maths exam. Then all the topics that you know, the things that you know, even that you cannot reproduce in the answer sheet. So that is, please check whether you are sleeping well the night before. I know students who are sleeping only for 2 hours the night before the exam. Now, maths is something which requires consistency. It requires consistency in the lower grades also. There's nothing like I will improve in the higher grades. Now it is only lower grades. It needs consistency throughout the grades, throughout the classes, and throughout the year. So see to it that you are having a good night's sleep that night before the exam. I hope this helps. Okay, and I'll come up with more such points which I need to remind the students out there, so that they can cut short these mistakes and probably do better in their exams. Okay, thanks then. If you have liked the video, do not forget to like, share and subscribe. You can definitely put your comments in the comment section. I will be waiting for your comments. They are most welcome, and I would love to reach out if you have further problems regarding the subject. Thanks all of you.